carpet capers, tangled webs, and hallucinations. Let's dish.
You're tuning into the destination for TV superfan discussion, AfterBuzz TV. And now, let the buzz begin.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to DISHIN Days, AfterBuzz TV's weekly recap of NBC's hit Emmy award-winning soap opera, Days of Our Lives.
Look at you.
I'm your host, Tami Goveia, and joined today, as always, my lovely and handsome.
Category is handsome.
I have to watch that show to get that.
You do.
You're not watching that show?
I'm not watching it.
Oh my God.
I know.
Oh my God. Oh my
No,
God.
every time I do something, it's category is.
Yes, duh.
And Michael Mattis is my name, by the way.
Hi, everybody. It's me, Tony Moore.
Aw, I love my guy. Okay,
We love you too, kind of. No,
Kinda,
we do.
sorta.
No, we.
Oh, and
It's when it's 96,
You're
not
a
so
fave.
much.
oh my
You're our
God.
fave.
And
Girl.
shout out to Mark J. Freeman, who is in
Hi, Mark.
rehearsals right now
He's in
for
rehearsals.
a little show. And shout out to James Lott Jr. You
James
guys
Lott
have
doing-
seen his
hope you're doing
journey
well.
and what's happening. So shout out to my chocolate
Yeah,
twin.
get well soon. We
Yes.
miss you. Hurry back. When you've rested and gotten completely better.
Girl, rest,
Got it?
girl. Girl, rest.
Just sit and rest. Okay.
He does run himself ragged, doesn't he? Like, he is always doing something.
He does.
It's it's a lesson for all of us to just
Yeah, take a break.
breathe. Yeah.
Relax, relate, and release.
Want to make sure everyone who is watching the show that knows the show is following us across all the social media platforms, okay? So on Twitter, you can find us at _DISHIN Days, and on Instagram and Facebook, DISHIN Days. We also have some great soap block content shows. For General Hospital, we've got the GH Report, and for Young and the Restless, we've got the Restless Wrap-Up. So if you're fans of those shows, or you know people who are fans of those shows, tune in, because they're really, really good. Okay. Also, comment below if you're watching us now on YouTube. Say something.
Say
Say
hi.
something. Say something. Say hey.
Say something.
Yeah.
Make a comment.
And like.
Like, comment,
yes.
and share.
We want
Yeah.
to engage.
We do.
Yes.
So
Well, clearly we
engage
like
with
engaging. Seeing as how all
Engage.
of our social medias are always popping with engagement.
And if you write a 5-star review on iTunes, you too can possibly become
Fan of the week.
Woohoo! Guys,
Guys,
before we start,
Yeah.
what'd you think?
Michael
What'd you
Mattis.
think of the week?
why does there's too much death on this show? Anytime they want to, like, a character needs to leave, they're dead. And then
Yeah.
okay, but then again, are they gonna stay dead, or are they just gonna get injected with the stuff
With the
and
thing?
come back to life?
That was
I
the social media. It was like, well, that happened, but
I will say this though, it was entertaining watching Sonny and Will kind of do their thing.
Holy
It was a little bit
mackerel, yeah.
ridiculous. It was kind of like, if you saw the movie Rough Night, you watched it and were like, okay, this is too far. This would never happen. But it was still kind of, and I think one of my favorite part was Maggie with her. Someone was like, it was like she brought out her own OxyClean and was like, oh, I can get the grape soda out of that or whatever it was, the grape juice. And so I don't know. But my favorite part was Sin. That was my favorite part. I went from being not on board at all to totally on board. So I'm a sucker, I guess. I don't know, but yeah.
we were on board. I was on board
I mean,
from
I
day
was
one.
always on board.
Yeah.
Yeah. I thought this week was like I label it as info week. There was so much information and so much happening, info wise, that I was just like, okay, it's kind of info week, and they were featuring certain people predominantly throughout the week. So I was like, all right, I'm just gathering info.
Gathering intel.
I totally thought that they were gonna do maybe some 4th of July celebration
They usually
or something like
do,
that.
but
And this year they were just like, here's some barbecue from the Brady Pub.
I know,
And I was
Eric
like,
going around bringing everybody leftovers.
I was like,
with his
okay.
denim on
Yeah.
denim.
We got a lot
Right.
of story to tell, so we're going to pass on the fireworks
what was
celebrations.
What was funny was that someone mentioned something being closed because it was the 4th of July, the same day that the court case started for Teresa and Brady. So I'm like, okay, this is closed, but the courts aren't for the 4th of July.
Only in Salem.
I was like, that didn't make sense, but you know what?
But okay.
I'll go with it, I guess.
You just got to be a fan with open arms.
Yup.
I had some gasp moments,
Yes.
so that was fun. And I didn't feel like it was super information. I'm glad they've steered away from who's taking over what company.
Oh,
that,
yeah.
that whole thing, it got really confusing. So I'm glad they're just kind of taking a rest and we can focus on other things.
Yeah.
Does that make sense? Yeah.
What was confusing?
Well, Chad taking over Titan and Kate possibly taking over. I mean, it was
Kate reversing her wanting to go after Titan, which she shouldn't have done in the first place. I said that, but whatever.
whatever, we'll see.
Just go with it. Open arms.
Yeah.
Hashtag open arms. So yeah.
So let's start.
Should we start?
Let's start.
Tony, do the honors.
Oh wait, what are we doing?
We are going to start.
Category is
DISHIN
DISHIN Days.
You are living your
Best self.
your 1987
Oh, the soundtrack to that show. Oh my gosh.
House of Duel self.
House of Duel.
House of Duel.
Category is
soap
Dead Men
opera
in Carpets.
My gosh.
I'd have to watch it because I feel so out of the loop right
Do
now.
Home
You have-
tonight.
you have
Post.
about-
You're talking about
on demand.
You have
Post,
about
right?
6 episodes to catch
Yeah.
up
Oh,
on.
that's not bad.
They're
So
over
it's
an
not
hour
like I
long.
have like 2
They are.
seasons.
They're over an hour
Yeah.
long, so
Oh
give
my
yourself a little
gosh.
time.
Okay,
but anyway,
different
back to
show.
back to
Back to
our
Dave.
show.
So, okay, let's start DISHIN Days. First category of business, Teresa, Brady, and Eve.
Okay, there are no winners
Oh,
in this.
man.
Like, and the biggest loser is going to be that kid because both of it. Like this week, it like both sides are losing.
It's a mess.
It's gotten messy.
Exactly.
It's gotten messy, and I think Teresa honestly doesn't know how to get out of it because
It's too late.
now Brady's like, all right, you want to play? Let's play. And now she's like, what? You can't do that. Da-da-da. And it's like, no, but that's what you're doing.
Yeah.
Yeah, he
like
can't-
you're the one who is now trying to show how he's an unfit father instead of being like, listen, this was my situation and I still want to be a part of my son's life. I want to make sure that I'm not cut out. So this whole thing should be shared custody instead of sole custody of whatever. And it's just all these unnecessary shots fired. And now they're including other people and other people's business and other people's.
I was like, how many
tea
people
is
are they going to
being
bring
spilled.
into this? Like
It's
it was like
just
a full
lot.
on. It was like a full on trial in like an office with some seats in.
But it was a completely different trial. Like Chloe's on trial for all the stuff
Right.
that she
Yeah,
did.
Eve's on trial.
Eve's on trial.
Yes.
Now Brady's on trial. And
Yeah.
now Damos's murder has come up.
Yeah.
And- But
Yes.
that's when I realized I was like, I get what you're
exactly.
doing nowadays. It's
Right.
now a segue.
Yeah.
Exactly. That's what
To
we were actually
reopen
talking
Well, I
that
about.
like it
up,
how wasn't it like whoever was brought in was supposed to like help Brady, and it ultimately ended
Chloe?
up. Yeah, it must have been Chloe, and I can't remember. It must have been Chloe because that's how was Chloe how the Damos stuff started coming up because she provided an alibi for Eve.
Yeah, well,
Well,
it
that
started as
that was
Chloe,
part of
then
the
Eve,
thing.
Right.
Yes,
and then
exactly.
Brady. So that's
But
how
it's
the
just like it
catalyst
just
started.
seemed like you brought her in to help Brady, but ultimately
It was all
working against him.
weaved. It was
Yeah.
all
And then
weaved together.
the what Eve called Pepe Le Pew.
I love that.
Eve had some.
I
Good
don't
ones.
know how many
Like,
people got
when,
that reference.
When
but
Eve
it's
went
like,
on
oh
the
my
stand
God.
and they're like, "Do you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth?" She's like, "Yeah." Like she was so like,
I think
"This is
so.
BS." And
But
then-
I love how
yeah.
they weaved it because, like you said, when Chloe got brought in, I'm like, what is going on?
I know,
But
and when Chloe popped,
led
I was
to
like,
Eve
I was,
led to
I was
Brady.
like, they need the truth. They need the tea spiller. So they
Yes.
bring in Chloe.
Yeah.
I love it. You got to have someone who has the most accurate receipts.
Did you
and
feel
that would
sorry
be
for
Chloe.
Teresa at all?
No, because I'm
Because
like,
you could see her sinking into her chair
I-
and yelling at
I
Chad,
started
like,
to
what
feel
are you
bad.
doing?
I felt bad for her because she was speaking. She was talking to her lawyer. I think
Ted?
it was. Yeah, and Eve was off to the side overhearing it, and she was like, I don't want my son." Basically saying she didn't want her son to be raised in a broken home because she was raised that way, and once she got settled one place, she had to move around, and she didn't want that for her son. So that was kind of like, okay, her heart is in the right place, but it's just she's
but
not.
you know what
her
they
brain is just
say.
all messed up.
You know
Yeah.
what they say about good intentions.
The road to hell is paved with good
Exactly,
intentions.
and that's what's
Madonna, 4
happening.
minutes.
Everything is just getting.
oh, trust me, I know about that road of good intentions. Trust
Trust and
me.
believe.
You always have the best intentions, yet, however, you get drove to hell while trying to do it.
It makes you crazy.
Mm-hmm.
And then I did like how Eric and Chloe had that conversation, and Eric slides in. So have you heard from Nicole?
Yeah,
Like,
they're,
super
they're
innocent.
paving the way for.
By the way, have you heard from her?
Yeah. It just
Yeah.
kind of no, it didn't end on that. They went back to it, and she said no. Okay.
Yeah. She said no, but still.
I was gonna say about Teresa. I feel like she now feels bad about the whole thing, especially how
Remorse.
Ted is like really making a mess of everything.
Yeah.
She did. Yeah, there was that
He's
moment.
Yeah,
Where,
and she's she's what he said. Ted said, "Well, you wanted me to take the gloves off," and she's like, "No, like not." And so I think she's having this feeling of like, "Yikes."
It's
Yeah.
too
You
late.
know?
how do you think it's gonna turn out?
Who's gonna get custody? You mean?
Yeah. I don't know, because right now I'm like, I don't see either of them getting full custody. Like I don't know.
Oh my gosh.
I just kept thinking, I'm like, this is a lose-lose right here. No one's winning in this. Like, there's no winners right now.
It's messy.
It's
messy.
It is messy.
Category is.
Like, listen, I will tell you this. If I lived in Salem, I think I would somehow get a job at the courthouse because I bet that's the most entertaining place ever. Ever.
I don't know if I'd move to Salem with everyone dying.
But see, it ain't got nothing
I
to
would
do
have
with
moved
you.
a long time ago.
As long-
Like, seriously, why am I here?
You can live life peacefully as long as you're not a Brady, Horton, Kiriakis, Hernandez, Carver.
Yeah, but if
Anybody
you get
else?
involved with any of them,
No,
it's
don't get
like,
involved with that.
No, that's
By
what.
association.
Just go do your shopping at Salem Place around them.
That's when you're like, oh hey, how are you? What's your name? Sonny Kiriakis. Nope. Thank you.
Next.
Next up, hi. Oh, what's your name? Eve. Eve what? Donovan. Aren't you dating Brady Black? Yep. Nope. Bye.
He's so smart. I think my favorite line of the week was actually by Ted when he's cross-examining Eve, and he says, "Even what? Can I do the accent?
Oh, you're-
Even as a seasoned Frenchman, Mr. Brady Black's affairs are giving me vertigo." It was so bad. I apologize to all the French people out there. That was horrific, but that was a great line.
But
That was
I-
a good line. That
but-
made me laugh.
Seasoned Frenchman.
When he mentioned that though, I was just kind of like, Brady was actually really in love with all the women that he was with and that he
I
proposed
know,
to.
but my gosh, I
and-
get his
There were
point,
so
though.
many of them.
But everything hit the fan with each woman. Like, think about it with Kristen. You know, the whole thing with her her and Eric. With Nicole, the whole thing with her and Eric. and then with Teresa, her like leaving and running away, and then the rocky start with Eve, where he was just like, whatever, I'm just gonna use this chick, and then it's like, oh wait, I fell in love. So it's just kind of like a guy who fell in love with women that
I'm
at the
just
end
a guy.
I mean-
that's always the excuse. I'm just
but
a guy.
look though, like he honestly didn't do anything
Good
in the
intentions.
relationship. Oh, good intentions to the road to hell.
Someone in the chat room says no need for apologies, Tammy.
What, for the bad French
He says
accent?
I'm French and I loved it.
Oh,
Oh,
Merci.
Betty Jean said, laughing LMAO, Tony. So you're happy to stay in the background now? No, I'm trying to get to the
Oh.
foreground. I'm trying my best to get to the foreground. There are obstacles in my way, Betty Jean. Obstacles in my way. So there's that.
I was shocked when Eric told Eve he was doing all this stuff because he knows who the murderer
Brady.
is. Did I say Eric?
You
Yeah.
said Eric.
Brady. When
You
Brady.
can't.
Well, Eric was. I was thinking Eric because he's outside the door.
Right.
I was shocked
Oh, yeah,
when
the
because
hotel,
now
yeah.
he has to tell Eve about Nicole.
Does he?
Well, why would he say something like that? You're not going to say, "Well, I know who did it," and then not say anything.
Well, I love the trickery because he's like, I found the amulet, or I got it from the person who killed Deimos. Cut to Eric coming to the door, and I'm like, wait a minute, it wasn't him.
No, but he doesn't know it was Nicole.
True.
Eric doesn't know.
Yeah. And
Well, no one knows except
Brady.
'cause
Except Brady.
you can hear through walls now. So
Yeah, you can hear.
I'm
He didn't even know. He
assuming
was like,
he was-
oh,
he
he can
was-
hear them talk. Okay.
Unless Eric was about to tell Eve, and then there's a knock on the door, and Eric
They get
knocks on the door.
interrupted,
Yeah. Because why else is he there? He's either going to overhear something,
Mm-hmm.
or he's going to interrupt something.
He's gonna interrupt because he made that comment about how he wishes he could be there for Brady. So maybe he's going to try to
Yeah,
make peace
be
with
there for
Brady.
my brother.
And maybe that's gonna be the interruption. And then, but eventually, like, you're right. You can't say something like that. It's gonna come back, and Eve's gonna be like, all right, so who was it?
And he's convinced that Brady had something to do with Nicole leaving.
Yeah.
Because it just happened too quickly. He said that to Chloe. Like, I'm pretty sure Brady had something. He just doesn't know what it is.
Right. So maybe Eric will figure it out. Maybe he'll put
I'm
on
glad he
his,
has more
his
storyline.
smart
I'm
pants,
just happy Eric has more
his smart
storyline.
denim shirt, and figure it out. I know Greg Vaughn needs to have a bigger presence on the show. Because
he's an Emmy Award winner.
He good.
He good. All right.
Good. All
Is
right.
that it for that mess?
Yeah, it was very messy.
Okay, but there is one more thing. When JJ comes home.
Oh my God, you have caught the mark.
Oh my God. When JJ comes home and she's just eating
her Fruit
her
Loops?
skim
Yes.
milk. Oh my God, I so appreciated that. You know, you just want something fattening, something that tastes really good when you're so depressed. And really? All you have is skim milk? You don't even have some of those marshmallow things? It's like, girl, you
She
got
could have
my
stopped.
heart.
She could have
You
stopped
got
by
my heart.
somewhere and picked herself up a donut or something. She could have walked into the donut shop.
She could have gone to the pub and got some
And a
chowder.
very handsome African American male could have sold her a wonderful donut, and she was
Jelly-filled donut.
curious about this guy. And he says, she's like, "Oh, when did you arrive to Salem? Just last week. What for? I'm looking for my mother." Dun dun dun.
Dun, dun, dun.
I like how I always try to leave.
Thank you, Steve.
Thank you. Thank you.
And speaking of JJ really quick, so he got a haircut this
Mm-hmm.
week. Yeah, I know. Christian Alfonso and Deidre Hall had their hair colored this week. Did y'all notice that?
No,
They
you know
looked
what?
amazing.
You know what happened? This was the week that they like it was the some of it was the week before they went on holiday break, and some of it was the week after
Well,
they
there
went
you
on
go.
holiday
It's
break.
like everyone's hair. It's like
Because it was about 6
on.
months. It would have been about 6 months ago. So
Okay.
that's why I think the hairs were different. It was subtle though, because I didn't notice.
Oh, I did. I mean, it looked amazing.
I mean, it was subtle enough that I didn't.
Deidre
notice,
Hall, her
but-
hair. I love her hair color. Okay, so Will, Paul, Sonny, and Leo.
I want to start this off by saying, hello, Wilson fans. We are about to start talking about Sonny and Will.
I mean, we don't have a choice. They were like on together for 2 days.
Oh my gosh.
Not that we don't want to talk about them.
And I'm convinced that it's Freddie's fault at this point, because when Sonny was talking to Will, he's like, right here. I was like, dude, back it up.
Wait, first of all,
back it up with the personal space.
can we just talk about these deaths that happen that you look at and you're like, how in the world did you die from that?
Like he wouldn't have.
He
First of
flew
all-
into the fireplace.
He would have
He
gotten,
did- okay,
gotten like
wait.
some
He
broken
didn't-
bones and blood, but he wouldn't have died.
he didn't fly.
He flew. He's not that big.
I'm
Will
with Tony. It's not.
thrust him.
That's not a death.
Wait,
All you need is one
You-
hit on the mantle.
you act like Sonny, like, Hogan him and like threw him into the
He
mantle.
was
He did not go
protecting
airborne.
Will.
He-
had the adrenaline rush and he threw him.
We're not saying that he shouldn't have like pushed him away from Will, but
it would
You
that
don't think there was
impact
enough
would not-
adrenaline behind it to...
No,
that
no,
impact
that's not.
would not have killed him
That-
like that. Like he would have had a boom, oh my God, like a knot on his head,
Yeah.
not like
Maybe
full
he
on
would have
hit.
gotten knocked out for a minute. He wouldn't have died.
Because if you get hit on the temple, then that's more of an immediate.
Maybe he did. Maybe that's why it was on the side. However, comma.
But why?
It
Why?
reminded me of when Nicole's mom took a tumble down the steps and she died. And I literally was like, what kind of stairs?
That's a good gift. Do it again.
Just what? That's how it was. But I will say, well, I saw a tweet from a fan to Greg Rickard.
Yeah.
Is that how you pronounce his name? Greg Rickard. That was just like good riddance, and I was just like, well,
So
first of
mean.
all, I thought Greg did a wonderful job as
did.
Leo,
Really,
and
I'm going to miss him.
I'm actually sad that they killed off this character because
I know.
he became more interesting when we finally figured out that he was like a crook and he
and
had
a
like a police
prostitute.
and
Well, we knew he was kind of part in that world. I mean, that's
We knew
how...
he was shady.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But now we have more
He-
specifics.
But man, how like as soon as they were like male prostitute, I was like, man, and here we go entering the dark side of gays. You know what I mean? Like when you think of like like, oh, what a gay guy's past could be like. The first thing you think of is like, oh, he was probably an escort at some point in his life, and like, there we go. I'm like, man, now Matthew
Cooper
rather than Leo is like more interesting, but now he's dead.
I know.
But you know what? Excuse me. Was it you that made the comment?
You got real excited.
Was it James or was it James last week that Leo made the other characters interesting too? And I think like the way that they acted off of him, like it made their gave their performance a little bit
He raised
of a
the
boost
bar.
Too.
That's what they call
Yeah.
it. They, you know,
So
when you're,
wish
when
they
you're working
would,
someone opposite.
So yes,
he raised the bar.
if there's one person that's died that I'd want brought back, it's Leo. Because I don't know, he has a charisma,
short.
he has a presence on the show, and he had chemistry with everybody.
Camila in the room said, hated Leo, good riddance, Will and Sunny for life, #Wilson. Y'all don't like anybody. See, here's what would have been
objective.
Here's what would have been the great thing about Leo is that finally now we have Will, Sunny, and Paul, you know, who are all gay, but they're all like good gays. But now we got like a bad gay,
Yes.
like someone to like stir
in
the
real
pot,
life,
a villain
like
gay,
normal
yeah,
people.
to
There's
like stir
one
the
bad
pot with
egg.
them. You know what I mean? And
Yes.
it's like I would have.
The
Now
antagonist.
now he's dead. Now he's gone.
Yeah.
So sad, guys. Writers,
Yeah.
so sad.
Well, listen.
It took this
Hashtag
turn.
bring back Leo.
Hashtag Leo
Matthew.
lives.
Matthew.
Hashtag Matthew Leo.
Leo.
Cooper,
How can we ship that? Can we ship those names?
I was just
Matthew
thinking
Leo.
Mayo.
that
Mayo.
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 All right.
Hashtag
Neo.
bring back Mayo.
We need that sandwich back.
Yeah. Because let me tell you,
We need mayo in the sandwich.
Oh, that's good because it's
I know
dry.
it's good.
It's dry.
It's dry.
It's dry. The Salem gays are dry without a little mayo.
We need some condiments.
My goodness. Okay, yeah.
I got nothing.
Yeah. Well, listen. What?
Nothing.
Except carpet cleaner.
Except what?
Carpet
Oh,
cleaner.
the OxyClean. I'm Maggie with the
Windex.
OxyClean.
It's a Greek
Oh
thing.
my gosh. She was okay. Oh. First of all,
Oh, we didn't discuss Maggie's part of the.
yeah. Well.
Oh, right. I forgot about that.
Well, here's how I felt about that. First of all, when I felt like Will should have just called the police because I don't think. Of course, you put it in like a sticky situation, but now you're making a sticky situation even stickier because you're trying to like get rid of the body, stage this death, and do all this stuff. When they were like, we're going to roll him up in the carpet, I'm like, oh, because no one's going to realize that the big old carpet is missing.
And Will doesn't know how to do this.
And then when Maggie comes in and she's like, oh, honey, you can just clean that item. And I'm like, now how are you going to get out of this, Will Horton? And then, I mean, she was adamant. She was like, honey, all you got to do is just spray. Look, trust me, there have been, like, she's like, there have been some stains up in here. And with a good little thing of this, you can get that stain right out, grape juice and all.
I really wanted him to get caught.
Me too, but thank God for that text, because honey, she was about to unwrap that carpet. And,
I know, right? The saved by the text.
Oh, and I mean, like, for you to want to take a carpet in somewhere, she must have spilled the whole jug of grape juice. You know what I mean?
That's going to cost some money, not that they can't afford it.
Right.
You know.
I was just like, oh boy. And then, you know, of course, the whole thing with Will not, you know, replying back to Paul's texts or phone calls, and here we go, Wilson. The moment between Sunny and Will as they stood there gazing in each other's eyes, and Will admitting that he had a memory of when Sunny first told him that he loved him.
And
when
Sunny forgets
Will
about the dead
first
body and starts asking him questions.
all the questions.
Oh yeah, while they were trying to
Come
clean it up.
on.
Yeah.
I was like, guys.
It was a moment,
Focus.
everybody. It was a moment. Will and Sunny had a moment. It was a great moment. It was
With a dead
beautiful.
body in the room.
Yes.
Yeah, beautiful.
However, I'm still a fan of Paul and
Yeah, I know.
I'm a fan of all of them, but yeah, couple-wise, Paul and Will.
Yeah. I mean, we had our Sunny and Will moment, you know, when they first got together. It was beautiful. We loved that. But when Will 2.0 came out and he was a different Will, it was just like, okay, I like him with Paul. Like, you know, things shift. Now, who's to say that you can document this and in a couple of months we'll be like, oh my God, I
something. It just hasn't happened yet.
We go with the
It
wave of the
hasn't
show,
happened
you
yet.
Open
know.
arms.
Yes, exactly.
It hasn't happened yet.
So,
Yeah.
Leah Mulder says Maggie was selling a commercial on the carpet cleaner. I don't think that is the word I'm looking for. No, but you know what? Do you guys remember when they used to do the mini commercials in the show?
Yeah, like the product placement.
Yeah.
Which I've heard they're starting to do on General Hospital now.
Oh my
So I'm
gosh.
wondering how much longer it's going to be till it comes back.
I know on GH,
On
whenever
days.
they had the nurses' ball, they started doing that. But I haven't seen.
It was always so funny.
I remember
It's
it was one day. It
awkward.
was one day somebody. I remember the first time I saw one, and it was I think it was Sammy talking about her cramps, and I was like, "Why is she talking?"
No.
She was like, "Why is she talking about her cramps?" And then someone's like, "Oh, well, maybe you should try Midol." And there was this big old close up of Midol. I was so confused. I'm like, "What is happening?" And then I started to hear like, "Oh, they're doing product placement to pay the bills," which you do what you got to do to keep the show on the air.
Yeah, mine was when Carolyn Brady did something in the pub, and it was like some sort of like family quick meal or something like that.
Instant meal?
And I was just like, this is really happening. So when Leah mentioned that, it reminded me of that. Like all of a sudden, Maggie could have went, got tough stains, get blah 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 blah. It'll get those stains right out. Just 15 minutes. And like she's like, oh my god, that would have been hilarious. Okay, anyway.
But
I
I'm not
digress.
buying. I'm not buying this whole. We're gonna make it look like a car accident.
Oh, I know.
It's
Then
just
it just started
improbable.
Yeah.
It's
Well,
like-
and then Will brought up the good point of, well, what about forensics and all of that? I'm like, you're gonna have to watch like, SVU or CSI to
Yeah.
like get the right skid marks and adjust the seat as like Leo's height and do all this stuff so that way you don't get
And time of death too. It's not gonna match up. Nothing's gonna match
Yeah.
up. I don't know how. I don't know how they think this is gonna work. It's not. I'm.
And you know
curious
what?
to
You know
see
what's
how it
really sad?
unfolds.
These are two like smart, intelligent people, and they're coming up with this dumb
Yeah,
crap.
but
Yeah.
Sonny's freaking out. I was like, all right, buddy.
He's panicking because
Yeah.
he's
I
like,
mean,
I
I
don't
get
want
it,
to.
but
Yeah, he doesn't
simmer
want to make
down.
things worse for.
Simmer down.
everything, but-
Yeah. Samadana.
Simmer down now.
Simmer down. Simmer down.
Simmer down.
It was really, Will should have just said, you know what, no, I'm calling. I'm your witness.
I got
like,
this.
everything is going to be fine.
Oh my god.
And then...
Plus, there's the whole like it was self-defense in a way because, or not really self-defense, but because he was strangling Will. So
Yeah.
Yeah,
It
like,
was.
and, there's got to be cameras in that house that have it on video somewhere.
Ugh, it was just... It
There
was
are cameras
you
when
could
it's
see, you
convenient.
could see the hands on his
Yeah.
throat.
Yeah. It was a poor move. And again, I don't feel like Sonny like yanked him that bad to where he should die. Whatever.
Bring Mayo back.
Yeah.
Hashtag
Hashtag bring back mayo.
Category is mayo.
Sandwich dry? Get yourself some mayo.
Always have Mayo on hand.
By the way, mayo is gross. Like I'm just sitting here
it's
trying
not.
not to throw up
I
because
love.
mayo.
I love.
Oh my god,
it.
when I was little, I used to
love
eat
it.
mayonnaise sandwiches.
Totally.
Like just
What?
mayonnaise.
Oh my god.
Oh.
Is that a South thing?
I think so.
Yeah, but I could do the same thing.
Yeah. Anywho.
And so now the next my favorite
Mm-hmm.
storyline. Can
Sin.
I just start out by saying, James Reed, I love you.
Welcome back, honey.
I love you even for what he had maybe 3 minutes of screen time.
Yeah.
Clyde.
I like that they.
Oh my god, it was so
I like
good
that
to see him.
they brought him back. At an appropriate. They bring back the appropriate people that they need to bring back.
He is
Yes.
truly someone I love to hate.
Yeah. Because
But-
you look at him and you're just like, ugh,
yes.
ugh.
But he had a lot of animosity too. He was like, "Oh, my, how
Yeah.
the
You
tables
want
have
my
turned.
help.
You
Karma.
guys were so adamant about locking me up, and now you brought me out and need my help. Well, guess what, honey? You ain't getting it.
I think that was the accent he used. too.
Probably, yeah.
Well, guess what, honey? You ain't getting it. Not today, not any other day. Because I'm Clyde West.
There was also the moment where he mentioned, like, calling his sister and like, did you call Jordan? And they're like, nope. Anyway, back to you. It's like, maybe you should call a sister. Did you ever? They were just like, nope. But about you. Like, no interest in calling Jordan.
Poor Jordan.
I know. That character never got justice.
It was never fully developed.
It was
Yeah,
never
no.
fully.
It could have went a lot of different ways.
Yeah, and they wrote her off.
Hashtag
and-
bring back Jordan.
Yes, bring back Chriselle Staus, please.
Isn't she on a show right now?
Wait,
Her husband Chriselle Hartley.
Hartley.
She got married.
Yeah,
did.
Justin Hartley.
Justin
This is
Hartley.
I saw her at Starbucks one day.
Yes.
Did you say hi?
No, I was too.
We actually, we actually interviewed her. On Thursday, I will post a link to that interview, since we're talking
Love
about her.
her.
She's great.
she's
Shout
so
out to
good.
Chriselle. But I like that they brought Clyde back, and this is what we were talking about years ago, and maybe throughout the years of our show. Is that it would be nice if they brought people back, not for like an entire storyline, but just for a day or two to be like, oh, hey, how are you? So like when weddings happen or when trauma happens and you're like, why isn't so-and-so showing up? Well,
Have so-and-so show up.
Yeah, you bring them in for that day and go, hi, blah, 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 and then they exit stage left.
Why is that always such a good thing? Like, why? Is it because we really miss those characters?
I think it's just kind of like you're still around kind of a moment. You know what I mean? Like
The history.
Yeah.
Just bringing back
Yeah.
some of the history.
and it makes sense, like to have them physically there rather than like a explanation of why they aren't there. You know what I mean? Like I remember something was happening with Gabby, and it was like, oh, mommy couldn't make it because blah 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 blah. And it's like, I don't want that explanation. I actually want her there because in real life, a mom would be there. You know what I mean? And I'm pretty sure there's like logistics to that maybe we don't understand. But for me, it's just kind of like, bring her on for the day.
Yeah.
What they doing? I mean, they could be like me, sitting around waiting for that phone call. Like, here's
Waiting
your
for the
script,
text
here's your
or phone.
contract, here we go. Just saying.
Have to say, Robert, what's his full name?
Robert Scott
Robert
Wilson?
Scott Wilson.
Man,
You were in love.
man, he is so scary. Like when
He's very intense.
he-
Like the intensity of
I'd
when he plays.
forgotten.
Yeah.
I'd forgotten Bad Ben.
Yeah. But we definitely
He
gotta
plays
remind you
bad
of it.
so good, but he plays good so good too.
Well, I think he's even badder.
I think it's
Having seen the good side of him, seeing that other side of him is it's truly
I
terrifying.
like the way it was presented to us about how he was going kind of in and out of reality, and we
Yeah.
could see like, oh, he's not real. And when the visual effects like would go out, and then it was regular, and then the visual effects would come back, and you're like, oh, okay, he's going in and out of reality now.
And I love the moment of Sierra just kind of being calm with him and all that until she got a little nervous. She was like, hold up,
Wait.
remember you gave me this
Yeah.
knife, I will use it. But then that moment of like, listen, your dad's not here. I'm here for you. Take my hand.
I'm real.
And that was that moment of like,
that moment.
oh, and then like he turned around and was like, I could have sworn my dad was here. And I was like, there's that connection. There's
Forever.
that hope eyebrow moment.
Yeah.
Except this time it's just a hand.
The fact that she could talk him down.
Reach
Yeah.
out and touch Sierra's hand.
That's beautiful. That moment. That moment.
Lovely.
I don't know
That
about
was
that
lovely.
moment, but
That was
yeah.
a great
was
moment.
feeling it.
That was a great moment. Reach out and touch Sierra's hand. Make life real again if you can.
Oh.
That was a beautiful
Then
moment.
she wakes
Thank
up and the
What
thing's on
happened?
fire.
Okay,
Like
what
how,
was that?
I don't think like what they're trying to make us think is that he set the place on
But he
fire because he
didn't.
did because he did
Nobody's
before.
gonna believe
Yeah.
that.
But I'm guessing because he was cooking. Wasn't he cooking at one
Before
point?
everything started?
Yeah.
Oh, I think he was.
So maybe like he
Was
left
he?
maybe there was a hot plate that he left on or something. I don't know.
I do remember in the hallucinations, Clyde gave him the lighter.
lighter, yeah.
And maybe at that moment he picked up the lighter and I don't know.
They're gonna try to make us think that Ben set the cabin on
but
fire,
he
but I don't
didn't.
think he
Yeah,
did.
He
no.
didn't.
Scott Holston is reminding us of how Robert Scott Wilson says Sierra.
Ciara.
That's Ciara.
Thank you.
I
You
love
Yeah.
his
said it.
accent though.
Yeah.
That Boston.
Ciara.
I don't know. It makes me all tingly.
Ciara.
Ariel said, Tony, your song
Aw.
is much better than the song Days used for the montage.
You ain't lying.
So if someone's going to bring up the music, Days, you really need to take a look at the music that you're playing, the background music.
I
Because
like.
I really think of all this-
overall. I like the background music. I think the background music is
don't
very
know.
soapy right
Yeah.
now.
I
think it's too
it used to,
soapy.
No, see, I don't think so. I think it's appropriate for this kind of drama. Like when they're doing like all that kind of electronic. I'm just like, no, this is not a sci-fi show. This is a
There
soap
just
opera.
seems to be more cheese moments than not when it comes to the music.
Couple of things.
I respectfully disagree.
Haywood Wong points out that he liked the color change when Ben sees Clyde. I like that too. Someone else just said something.
When Ernie was watching it with me, and he said, "Is this a hallucination because the color is different?"
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
I like that they're using the visual effects that way.
Yeah. I like it.
So hopefully Sierra gets out, doesn't, burn up or nothing.
Yeah, I hope so.
Someone.
Did they find her location?
Yeah,
Right,
so
well,
the very
okay, so
end
they
because
found
she
their
turned her
location.
phone on.
Yeah.
Is there time for Rafe and Hope to get to the cabin before she's engulfed in flames? So are they going to be the ones to rescue Ciara, thinking that Ben set her on fire, which starts a whole other.
I mean,
Or is Ben? Or what I'm hoping for is Ben races back and is rescuing her when they show up.
Yeah.
So he's the one carrying her
But
out.
I'm also hoping that because before he left, he was like, you promised like this isn't a trap,
Yeah.
like you're not, and so I'm hoping that like somehow the police stand down or wherever he needs to go get his meds from, and he comes back like sane mind, rescues Sierra, and then Hope and everyone gets there and go and let Hope have her moment of like, what are you doing with Sierra? Let her have that before Sierra goes, Mom, calm down.
But she does have the phone, so if she's on fire, she can make a call, right? She's got the phone.
Well, yeah.
she doesn't
She
have the phone.
promised that she wouldn't use it.
She turned it off, but what if the phone's gone?
It melted.
Because she fell asleep. Or whatever. I don't know.
The battery died.
Something like that.
Right.
I don't know. Something.
There was
All
also
these scenarios.
the part
Yeah.
one of you mentioned Hope. Christian Alfonso,
Yes.
the moment like Clyde basically told her to F off, and her reaction I love that.
Oh, she turned into-
that was like
She turned into
I
a
would've
mom
just
from the
let her
south.
go.
She turned into a mom from the south where she was like she was like snatching the kid up from Walmart. Like that kid. We all know what that snatch
That was a
feels
good
like.
moment.
It's almost very similar to how Sonny snatched up Leo. However, we always make it out alive.
And then there was Claire and Trip. A little, and Claire
She
I'm
makes
sorry,
me
Claire,
want to
just because
walk out of this room. What is wrong with her?
Claire
And
is
then
a
she's
true
listening like,
millennial.
what?
She's a true millennial. That's all it is. She's a true millennial.
I don't want to bow.
Okay, they did because the end of that episode she kissed Trip, and I'm like, girl, why? And then at the next episode at the end, she kind of it was kind of revealed that she does have feelings for Trip.
You're
not
and,
that.
and
special,
she's
Trip.
trying to then when she was trying to hide it and make it all okay, I was like, oh.
No, I do not feel sorry for her because she's going to do something dumb again.
Well, I know,
Yeah.
but
No,
it did. There was a moment where I was like, oh. I went from being angry with her at the beginning of the episode to kind of feeling
No,
for
she
her.
just
at the
frustrates me.
end. It's frustrating. Yeah.
She's a true millennial.
Because
That's
she
all
could
it
be
is.
such a good, there's potential for her to be a good person, and she just never.
Vista Trista 7 said, Claire's a thought. Shady Sundays.
You know what I thought was going to happen? So Trip left, and Claire's all upset. I thought Sierra was going to call Claire, like, I'm on fire, I need help. And because Claire's so upset with her, she was just going to not
Answer the phone.
answer the phone.
Oh.
Which would have been, there's no coming back from that, but that was how my mind was racing. I don't know.
Josephina says, Sean and Belle need to come get their daughter and knock some sense into her.
Thank you.
They're coming back, so maybe they
Thank you.
will.
Let's hope
She
so.
needs a mama and a baba.
Yeah.
All right.
Now for some business.
All right. Hey, AfterBuzzers. Our network produces after shows for nearly all of your favorite TV shows. From dramas, reality TV, sci-fi, and more, there is no other network like AfterBuzz TV that works harder to serve television fans such as yourself. But we need your help. We're asking that you please subscribe to one or more of our YouTube channels. By subscribing to our channels, YouTube will suggest content that's tailor-made for you, and you'll help AfterBuzz continue to grow. And if you're worried about pesky notifications, don't be, because they're optional. So hit that subscribe button now for this channel, AfterBuzz TV Drama, and check out our other AfterBuzz YouTube channels as well. Shout out to Dylan Matthews, who did just that and subscribed to AfterBuzz TV Drama and commented on our last week's episode that said, "Hey girls, subscribe." So if you subscribe too and do the same thing, you can get a shout out too. So let us know in the comments, and we'll thank you. That's that next line here. For now, thanks for being the best fans and for helping us be the ESPN of TV talk.
Yay.
What's ESPN? I'm totally kidding. I know what it is.
That will kill.
Is that like the balls?
Let's get into
All right, so tidbits, because
tidbits.
we're the show's almost over, so let's get on with this. Okay,
Abigail, Gabby, Chad, Stefan, and Kate.
Okay, so Abigail and Gabby got their respective DNA samples.
Yes.
So that
was
Abigail can
hysterical.
get her paternity
nosy
Yeah.
Stefan is like on
I'm
to
glad
what's
he
happening.
trailed her, though. That was smart.
Yeah.
You know, if he's going to catch her coming down the stairs.
Well, first of all, if you go up the stairs and come down, the last thing you want to do is stand in the open doorway to be like, "When did you get here?" "What you mean when I got here? I just walked in." You can't play at all.
I know.
Like Kate caught her first, and then Stefan caught her.
Yeah.
So yeah. And
But
then
Stefan Stefan only caught her because she stood in the doorway of the open door.
I thought that was when Kate caught her.
No, Kate caught her like hiding
That
behind
was
the other
before,
door.
yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So just don't hide behind the doors. Like, get out.
Like when she walked down the stairs, she should have like went to the front door and then was like, "Oh, hey, did you just get here?" "Yeah."
It's worked before.
Yeah.
But
But we'll see how that all. Stefan definitely knows something is going on, and I couldn't quite tell if he overheard exactly what's going on, but he definitely knows that something is going on.
You
So
pulled the toy out of her
And
purse.
Gabby still has a chip on her shoulder, which she should.
She's going to.
She
for
should,
a long
like,
time.
Yeah.
And there were on Twitter this week. I read complaints about oh, Gabby shouldn't be blaming Abigail for her actions, but with what Gabby went through, like it's logical that she would have an axe to grind, because she got thrown in jail for a crime she didn't commit. She got beat up, sent to the
Almost
hospital, almost died, got choked, and was framed for another murder while inside.
And her baby hates her
And now
now.
finally she's out, and her daughter hates her because
Yeah.
she's been gone for so long
Yeah.
for reasons
You
that
can't
aren't
expect
her
her
fault.
to get over
so
that
yes,
quickly.
it is completely logical that Gabby is going to have an axe to grind against Stefan and Abigail, even though we all know Abigail was not in her right mind. She's mentally ill. She's not technically responsible for what she did. But even in Gabby's mind, like, it's still, like, she can't help it but be a little bit resentful. And then there's also, like, Abigail shouldn't be saying that she cheated with Stefan, because technically she didn't make the choice.
right.
But in Abigail,
choices were made for her. As
choices
you
were
said.
made for her as her alters. But again, in Abigail's mind, it's her guilt. She feels guilty. That's just her guilt.
None of that stuff's going to go away quickly.
No.
They've got to process it. So,
And
as
Stefan
fans,
is
we
there
have
to
let them
remind her
process
that,
it.
Right, and having-
Gabby is a part of her, and Gabby loved her, and they shared something special. Someone on Twitter was like, "I hate that they keep showing,
the scene.
Yeah, but I'm like, they showed the beginning of it. They didn't show the actual thing, but it's everyone had a flashback, so that that's gonna be her flashback,
And that's part of the character.
Yeah.
He's going to have those moments. Let's move on to Kayla, Steve, and Marlena.
Steve senses that something is
Something's
going
wrong
on.
with this woman.
Yeah.
Marlena is sensing that Kayla is hiding something, because Kayla's not great at hiding anything.
No.
And wedding preparations are underway.
I love it when Kayla said to Marlena, it's complicated. And Marlena said, I have a degree in complicated.
Oh,
So that was good. Love that line.
She should have said, "I have a PhD in complicated."
Three PhDs.
Yeah.
Lonnie and JJ.
Beautiful moment.
It's so hard. I can't watch it. It's so hard. It's tough. It's tough.
But see,
Sweet together.
that's kind
Which
of
is good.
That's kind of what we needed. We needed that comfort scene,
Yeah.
for Lonnie, and I think this was a nice comfort scene to just kind of,
Wrap it up
kind of
a
let
bit.
those emotions go.
Yeah.
I would have thought
go do
JJ
that.
would be like turn into this this kind of character.
He's a man now.
He's a man. He's mature.
Got empathy and compassion.
Yeah,
because he's been through it.
Compassion. That was the word I was
He's
looking
been
for.
through it.
Yeah.
And now it's time for our favorite part of the show.
My solo. No, I'm
Our
kidding.
segments. We're going to start with...
Tony's official 3 Snaps Award. Oh, snap! All right, so the custody battle was a complete mess, but sometimes in the midst of a custody battle, you have to have your receipts. And no other way to bring that in is with the tea spiller herself, Miss Chloe Lane. So when Chloe walked in, I was like, yes, E, for bringing in the receipts. So Chloe Lane, Nadia Violan, gets Tony's official 3 Snaps Award. Oh, snap! All right.
Awesome. And now it's time for... Oh, yeah!
Don't hurt yourself, Michael. You got into it a little bit more. You put your arms up this week. Oh, I see how you feeling. All right.
And this week, it's gonna go. I've been loving this outfit. Lauren Koslow and Kate and her, like, you're not gonna mess with me. I don't care how much I'm shaking in my shoes. I'm gonna look fabulous. And she does. And this blouse in particular, it's a snakeskin print blouse that you can actually, I think the name of the brand is called Equipment. And you can find it online, Nordstrom's. There's different websites that you can go to find the blouse. There it is, by Equipment, snakeskin print blouse. I love it. I love it. I love it. And so this week's Designer Days goes
Congrats,
to
Lauren
Miss
Koslow.
Lauren Koslow.
Fabulous herself. Lauren Koslow. I'll wait till the music's over.
What, Michael?
And
No,
now-
I was just going to say that Lauren Koslow should be like a main face of Days of Our Lives. Whenever there's media or anything, it should be Lauren Koslow because she's been on the show for 22 years without any breaks or anything. She's constantly gives her best performance, and I always feel bad that she kind of like plays second fiddle to like the Marlenas and the Hopes and everybody. It should be her out there.
Good point.
She's
Just,
like
just
that,
my opinion, you know.
She's like that cool auntie that comes to the barbecue and is always stylish, and she's like, "Oh, sorry, I just got
Fabulous.
back from London."
Yeah.
Yes.
And you're like,
That just got back from London.
yeah. And she's like, she's hip and she's cool, and she FaceTimed you,
You want to
from
be
London.
her when you grow up, kind of thing.
That's how Lauren Koslow is to me.
Yeah.
Okay.
Awesome. Okay. And now it's time for category is
You are so in love with that.
yeah. This week's caption comes from Robin Bond 1 on Twitter, and as you'll see from the graphic, it's Will making an interesting face while Sunny is telling Leo to get bent. So the caption, Robin Bond, is Will saying, "Looks like a sandwich, sunny side up."
Maybe with some mayo.
No mayo. Mayo on the just hold the mayo.
Hold the mayo.
Hold the mayo. We
What?
won't. Anyway,
He is holding the mayo. So it is a sandwich, sunny side up. Hold the mayo.
I totally meant to do that. Yeah, that was totally intentional.
We're that good.
And that was this week's Caption That.
Yay.
Caption that.
Nice.
And of course, we cannot go without.
DISHIN Days Fan of the Week. Woohoo!
Fan of the week is going to @MelissaBoyette1 Days of Our Lives talk on Twitter. She says, "Success! Got my mom back into Days of Our Lives. She just retired and has time for it. I'm talking to her for hours, telling her everything. Wow, this is fun."
Love it.
So thank you so much @MelissaBoyette1 Days of Our Lives talk. We appreciate it.
Thank
are
you
fan
so
of the week.
much.
Melissa.
Melissa.
And that has been
DISHIN Days Fan of the Week. Woohoo!
And now, really quick, we have some news and gossip.
This is going to be really quick.
TV news.
Camila Banus, who plays Gabby, will be starring in a new Lifetime movie this week called Killer Caregiver.
Nice.
Can you guess what network this is on?
Lifetime.
Lifetime. Camilla plays a young and attractive live-in caregiver to a woman who was recently injured in an accident. The movie debuts this Friday, July 13th, 8 p.m. on Lifetime. Congratulations,
Yay.
Camila.
Congratulations,
Camila.
We will be watching Guy Wilson, the former Will Horton, recently guest starred on the show Code Black.
Nice.
His episode titled One of Our Own aired this past Wednesday, July 4th on CBS, and you can go watch it right now on CBS.com or CBS On Demand.
Shout out to Guy
Congratulations,
Wilson.
Guy
Yay, Guy.
Wilson. And lastly, if you're looking for something to do in Los Angeles on Friday, July 27th, you can join Mabu, Mary Beth Evans, and some of her co-stars from the fabulous cast of The Bay at Crab Avenue
Nice.
in Glendale from 12 to 3 p.m. For more information, to buy tickets, go to yournumberonefan.com.
And that has been your news and gossip. And before we depart, we are going to show you a quick preview of what happens next week on Days of Our Lives. I think.
Maybe.
There it is.
Okay. Here it is. We're going to see what happens next week. Hopefully it's something good.
I'm sure it will
Always.
be.
Oh,
Ooh.
You are the best looking bartender I've ever seen.
those donuts look good.
I care about you. Will you trust me? I feel a kiss coming up.
Oh. It's sexy
Yes!
times in Salem.
So good. Oh,
Dang.
man. This is going to be a good summer,
Here
you
it
guys. It's going to be a good summer. All
Yeah,
right,
it
guys.
is.
Where can everybody find you on social media? Michael.
Twitter, ML Mattis. Instagram, ML Mattis1.
All social media platforms at Lounging with Tony or my website, loungingwithtony.com.
You can find Dishin Days on Twitter at _Dishin Days, Instagram and Facebook, Dishin Days. You
Guys-
can find me on Twitter at Tami Goveia, Facebook and Instagram, Tami Goveia Official. And that's it.
All right.
All right.
Yes, guys.
All right.
Thank
All
you for
right,
joining
guys.
us.
See you next week, guys.
Bye,
Bye,
y'all.
guys. Mwah.
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you
Bye. See you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.